Let's talk about Suicide Squad. It's getting gangbanged by the critics, which is really hurting DC fans. Right where their heart would be. It stings because it comes after the critical flop and commercial meh of Batman v Superman and the divisive Man of Steel. Now, I've never been one to hang on critics' words, any of them. If anything, I read reviews after I see a movie to see if I agree with the general consensus. A lot of times I agree with them. Spider-Man 2, Avengers Civil War. And a lot of times I don't. I mean, seriously, how the fuck is Star Wars The Force Awakens at 92%? That is the epitome of lazy, garbage filmmaking. But this isn't about Star Wars. I promised I wouldn't make another video for a while. Critics' reviews are not the be-all, end-all. What they are, however, is necessary. Does a 33% on Rotten Tomatoes mean the movie is garbage? No, not necessarily. However, upon reading multiple reviews, it does show that there are aspects of the film that seem to bother most critics. And you have to remember one thing. Critics aren't comic book fans. They're film fans, so they review a movie as such. When they're making a review for a film like Suicide Squad, it's on its filmmaking merits, not its close to source material merits. If you look back to BVS, I do agree with the problem stated by the top critics, but as a comic book fan, I bump it up to a 5 out of 10 because Batman. And that's what I think a lot of the people expect these critics to do. Just have the same goodwill as the fans, but that's not what a critic actually does. I've seen a lot of people praising the fact that some online critics like the film and are calling them the true critics. This is a terrible statement, and I don't agree with the sentiment. It comes off as desperate. Praising one guy who gave a good review to the thing you're so desperate to like is laughable. I'm sorry if it hurts your feelings, but that's the truth. What I don't get is why people let the quality of a movie that they have yet to see dictate their emotional self-worth. What stake do you truly have in Suicide Squad's success? Do you gain financial benefits? Do you get points with the studio? I don't think so. So there's no reason to get so riled up. As Willy Wonka says, you get nothing. When you think and act so emotionally, you do dumb things, like start a petition to shut down Rotten Tomatoes. That's beyond retarded. Unless you're trying to troll to be funny, which in this case, I'm not sure actually, you just give other comic book fans a bad name. You make everyone sound like an entitled little child, which seems to be the case with a lot of DCEU fans. What a lot of fans don't even consider is the negative effect this film will have on the future of the DCEU. We know that there was some level of reactionary changes in this film due to Batman v Superman, and it's glaringly obvious in the Justice League trailer. Hell, since I've written this little video, words come out that Warner Brothers had an alternate edit of this film to be more in line with the trailer. So, Warner Brothers is really the ones fucking it up. Their knee-jerk reactions will cause them to hit smack dab in the middle of an iceberg that's gonna sink this whole ship. And in a way, I feel like the ship is already taking in water. So, this video really is nothing. I just wanted to say something about it, because all day I've been following the whole fan backlash against critics. All of a sudden, critics are the bad guys, but fans don't even look at the possibility that this movie could be bad. It's just like a modern-day millennial mentality. Everything's everyone else's fault. They need to change, not me. And that's a problem with the world in general. If you're around a bunch of people that hate you, and you're just wondering all the time, why is everyone so mean to me? Maybe you're an asshole, and you just don't realize it. And maybe these 3 movies from DC have been shit, and you don't want to realize it. Look, there's no hiding the fact that I like Marvel movies. Do I like Marvel characters more? Yes, but I like Batman more than every Marvel character except Spider-Man. So that really says a lot. I mean, I love Batman. Superman's fine. Green Lantern and the other characters are cool. Not really a Wonder Woman fan. And speaking of Wonder Woman, I'm just putting this out there right now, completely off topic to the whole Suicide Squad thing. I would put money down that when Wonder Woman hits next year, I don't know what time of year it actually hits, but when that movie comes out, I guarantee that will not receive a single shred of criticism. It could be 2 hours of Gal Gadot just shitting on a snare drum, but people are going to praise it as, this triumph in filmmaking, because nowadays movie making and the media aren't about making good movies. It's about the narrative behind the movie. It's almost too meta to the point where your entertainment doesn't matter. It's almost for the amusement of the people behind the scenes. That's what all this is about. So I'm just putting this out there on August 3rd of 2016 when Wonder Woman comes out, and it could be complete garbage. It could be the Roman Reigns of the fucking DCEU. It's going to get praised. Just look at Ghostbusters, alright? That movie's horseshit. But critics don't have the balls or the incentive or whatever to tell the truth. So they just hem-haw and praise it because there's a woman in the movie, and it's the first female-led superhero movie, and they want to make that narrative the focal point of the product, not the actual product. So I'm just throwing that out there. This wasn't a review of Suicide Squad. I haven't seen it. I will tomorrow. Actually, about this time tomorrow, I will have seen the film. So expect this week's episode of World Class Bullshitters to be focused solely on the Suicide Squad. We'll talk about the controversy as a whole, but I just wanted to give my words out there because, when we get together, nothing actually gets done. So I'm going to try to go and make a live-action Joker video for tomorrow, so if you see that, watch it. I'm not going to include Mark Hamill because it's unfair. He's better than everybody else. But that's it. That's what I have to say about the Suicide Squad. So this is Jeff Hicks of World Class Bullshitters signing out. See you on the other side, Ray.